Hey everyone, this is Dylan, and today I'll be doing a movie review for you guys. So the movie I'm reviewing today is VHS 94. Welcome to day 8 of the 31 Days of Halloween. Let's get right into VHS 94. So this is the newest installment in the VHS franchise. We've got VHS, we've got VHS 2, we've got VHS Viral, and we have VHS 94 now, and we also have The Sirens, which is like a spin-off of the original VHS. And this is a Shudder exclusive, so you can only watch it on Shudder. And I'm going to start off with my general thoughts of the movie, and then I will transition to a ranking and brief synopsis of all of the segments in this movie. I do want to commend VHS 94 for the practical effects and makeup effects that they did. I think that they are much better. Since I just recently did a review of VHS 2, that's fresh in my mind, so I thought that the makeup effects were significantly better in this movie than they were in VHS 2. They just seemed very amateur in VHS 2, and there was like, it was crazy how good these makeup effects were. So I was really happy with that. There was a bit of CGI in some of the scenes, and that was a bit overbearing on particularly the blood aspect of this movie, but for the most part I really enjoyed the practical and special effects. I also did have a couple issues with the found footage logic, which I tend to have with found footage movies. It's like, who's editing all of these videos together? I just don't understand who we're supposed to expect to edit these videos together and stuff like that. Like, as the movie progresses, we find out that we have our wraparound, which is like the introduction to each of these segments. And I can understand how each of these segments fits in to the wraparound, but like, who got this footage from the wraparound and was like, I'm gonna put this together and make it a movie? Like, the logic is just, it doesn't make any sense, really. Let's get into the ranking of the segments in this movie. So there are 5 segments in this movie, and coming in at number 5, we have Holy Hell, our framing narrative, which is our wraparound. Like in VHS 2, I thought that this wraparound was dumb. So this wraparound is basically a SWAT team going into like this warehouse and finding all these dead bodies in each of the rooms as they explore. And there's also like television set up, and somehow miraculously every time they walk into a new room, the television comes on with a new segment. And like that logic is like, I don't necessarily understand, because they walk in the room and it's literally static, and then at some point it just turns on to the segment. So that logic is pretty bad. But basically, it's just, I didn't like it. It was not good. I think that might be a commonality with these VHS films. I don't really remember VHS Viral, so I couldn't say for sure with that. And I don't think that I've actually seen the original VHS, but I have seen VHS 2, and I did not like the wraparound on that one either. I also think that this one had the worst practical effects. I think that it didn't look that good, and I thought that the acting in this one might have been a little meh. I think the acting overall was very good in all of these segments, except this Holy Hell one, so I don't know what to say. So coming in at number 4, we have Terror. And this revolves around a white supremacist militia. And they are planning a terror attack in Detroit. And it's basically following like the days leading up to this attack. And there's also this, it's not clear until the end, and I'm not going to spoil it because this is a brand new movie, but they keep killing this man over and over again, and it's not clear what's going on, but they take some of his blood and they inject it into a rabbit, and at sunrise, the rabbit explodes. So it's kind of weird. Overall, I didn't really like this one. It was okay, but overall compared to the others, I thought that this one was one of the weaker ones. Coming in at number 3, we have The Empty Wake. This segment is about a girl who works at a funeral home, and apparently there is a night wake. And see, I don't know the logic of this either, because it's like, I couldn't tell. There was a clock in some of the shots of this segment, and I couldn't really tell, but it looked like it said like midnight or 1 a.m. and I'm pretty sure they don't do wakes that late. Especially for this wake, which is aptly titled the Empty Wake, because nobody shows up. There's one person the entire night that shows up, and I would have just been like, alright, see ya, I'm done. But things get a little weird when the woman hears thumping coming from the coffin. That's where I'm going to leave that. So I overall thought that this one was kind of boring at first, but then towards the end, things really pick up. I think that this probably had the best makeup effects in all of the segments. I really thought that this one was cool, and I wish that it was higher, but some of the other segments I just really liked a lot more. So coming in at number 2, which takes up a majority of the runtime, or at least it feels like it's a lot longer than the other segments, is The Subject. And the basic premise of this is we have a scientist, and he is, well, we learned that he is a pioneer in the mechanical prosthetic industry or whatever. And so he's a doctor, and we find out that he is doing experimentation on humans because he wants to create a machine-human hybrid. This gave me very Cronenberg vibes, if he were into like cyberpunk-ish type things. I haven't seen all of his work, so he probably has done stuff like that, but some of the things kind of reminded me of Crash, which it's nothing alike, but there is a line in Crash which is like reshaping the human body with modern technology, and I think that kind of sums up this segment very well. But I overall thought that the segment was good. I did enjoy it. It does go on for quite a while, and the special effects, this is the one that has the most CGI in it, so that's a little iffy, but I think that the reveals are really cool. This also is a weird segment because this is the most polished, I would say, of all of the segments. Like, you could take this out and I would believe you if you said that this was filmed today. Picture quality on this segment was excellent, and did not believe that this was anywhere filmed in the 90s, which is what it was supposed to be filmed in. And so that was kind of like, eh. And there are moments of this segment that feel like it's straight out of a video game. The main character that we're following, we're seeing things, it's like first person, so we have their POV, and it's very video game-esque, so that's kind of cool as well. So let's get into the last and best segment in my opinion, and it is the storm drain segment. And this one is, it's the first segment that we get, and I thought that it was the strongest segment. I did really enjoy this one. This is framed as a news report. So we have a news reporter. She's investigating around the town. There's this rumor of a rat man, and she thinks that it's the new Loch Ness monster of this town, that people are just kind of like, think they see something and whatever. So she decides that she's gonna go with her cameraman down to the storm drain where the rat man is said to have lived, and do her reporting from in there. while she is giving her introduction at the entrance of the storm drain, the cameraman is like, "What is that over there?" And he's like, "Hold on, let me go see this." So he goes up and there is like a sleeping bag and stuff. And she's like, "Do you think kids are living down here?" And he's like, "Probably." And she's like, "You know what? This would be a really good story. We need to go deeper into the storm drain and tell the story of people living down here so that the public can see." She even mentions that we're the richest country in the world and we're treating our people like this. So that's kind of where I'm going to leave that, like, introduction. But I thought that the segment had a lot of scares. Like, I was generally kind of freaked out a little bit. It has the most amount of darkness, so I think that that plays into being the most scary, because we do have things that can pop out of the dark. So I did really enjoy that. And there is a big reveal in this segment, and I think that it's pretty shocking. I mean, I would put it kind of on par with, if you've seen the movie Tusk, the reveal of the walrus in Tusk. So I would put it on par with something like that. Like, if I were in the theater, which I was in the theater when I saw Tusk, and I was just like shocked. And that's kind of how I felt with this. I want to finish off this review with my rating of the movie. I actually gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. I really liked the 3 middle segments, the storm drain, the empty wake, and also the subject. I think that those were really the best segments in this, and I liked them so much that I decided to give this a 4 out of 5. Let me know in the comments down below if you saw VHS 94 and whether you liked it or not and why, and your ranking of each of the segments, or just what your favorite segment was. And remember, if you're not already subscribed and you'd like to be, please hit that subscribe button down below and give this video a like if you liked it. Thank you guys for watching and have a great day. Bye.